Today we're going to be working on Leetcode question number 174, dungeon game. The demons have captured the princess and imprisoned her in the bottom right corner of a dungeon. The dungeon consists of M cross N rooms laid out in a 2-day grid. Our variant knight. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Uh, our valiant knight was initially positioned in the top left room and must fight his way through dungeon to rescue the princess. The knight has an initial point represented by a positive integer. If at any point his health point drops to zero or below, he dies immediately. Some of the rooms are guarded by demons, so the knight loses health upon entering these rooms. Other rooms are either empty, represented as zero, or contains magic orbs that increases the knight's health. We can either go rightward or downward. We have to return the knight's minimum health, initial health, so that he can rescue the princess. So over here, we're gonna lose -2, then -3, and then we're gonna be increased by 3, 1, and -5. So in this case, if we follow this path, it's basically it boils down to the path of minimum resistance. That's the one which we're gonna follow and tell them uh, what is the what is the total sum of that path, and it needs to be the minimum. So the way we're gonna be doing it is using the dynamic programming. Our m cross n matrix is gonna be equal to length of uh, dungeon, and n is gonna be length length of dungeon of 0. So it's gonna be basically these are gonna be the m is gonna be the number of rows, n is gonna be the number of columns. Then what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be doing the bottom up, like the bottom up approach. So we have to calculate. We're gonna initialize our DP array with all the infinities for an m plus 1 cross n plus 1 matrix. For that, we'll take float infinity multiplied by n plus 1 for everything in the range of m plus 1. So basically this is going to generate us m plus 1 cross n plus 1 matrix with the values of infinity. We're going to also initialize the first, because we're going to be starting from the bottom up. We're going to set m minus 1 n equals to 1 and dp of m and n minus 1 equals to 1. This is the minimum power we need uh, in order to complete the game. For I in range of m minus 1, and because as I said we're gonna be going bottom up, we're gonna go up to -1 in the opposite direction, and for j in the range of n minus 1 minus 1 minus 1. Again, starting from n minus 1, we're going all the way up to -1, actually less than -1, and then we're going in the opposite direction. The dp, in order to calculate the dp, we're gonna say is the dp of ij is basically equal to, first we have to take the minimum path between the on the left between the one on the left, or one on the right and one at the bottom. So minimum of dp of 1 on the right is gonna be dp of I plus 1 j, and one on the top is gonna be I and j plus, one on the bottom is gonna be j plus 1. So we're gonna take the minimum of that, and then we're gonna subtract the value of the dungeon, the current dungeon's value of I and then j, and we're gonna take this value and we have to compare, like we're gonna take either this or the one. Which one is the, because if it is below, if it is negative, all we need is just 1. So that's what how we're gonna be calculating our dp array, and in the end we're gonna be returning the first element, so that would be dp of 0 and then 0. Oops. Looking good. Yep, and it works.